Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Active and passive voice. Today is day 7. Simple future part 1. Students, let me explain you what are active and passive voice basically. Active voice and passive voice are two different ways of constructing sentences based on the relationship between the subject and the object of a verb. Students, as you know, in active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action expressed by the verb and the object receives that action. The structure of an active voice sentences is usually subject plus verb plus object. Let me repeat. Subject plus verb plus object. As far as passive voice is concerned, in passive voice, the subject of the sentence receives the action expressed by the verb and the object becomes the focus of the sentence. The structure of a passive voice sentence is usually object plus verb plus subject. Let me repeat. The structure of a passive voice sentence is usually object plus verb plus subject. Students, in passive voice, the emphasis is on the action rather than the doer of the action. It is often used when the doer of the action is unknown, unimportant, or when the speaker or writer wants to shift the focus of the recipient of the action. Students, as I told you, today we will discuss simple future, the passive voice of simple future. So first I will tell you what are the rules, how we will convert simple future tense into passive voice. There are some points that you have to keep in mind. The very first point is, the rule is, we will use will be in passive voice of simple future tense. And you know, simple future tense is also known as future indefinite tense. In passive voice, we use will be as helping verb. Okay, will be, we will use as helping verb. And keep in mind, in active voice of simple future tense, we use will, only will, okay? In active voice, we will use will, and in passive voice of simple future tense, we will use will be. In passive voice, we will use will be, and in active voice, we will use will, okay? Number 1. Number 2, we will use by. You know that how we will use by. Third point is, we use past participle. In passive voice of simple future tense, we will use past participle. Past participle means we will use third form of the verb. And in active voice of simple future tense, we will use first form of the verb. Okay. Next point is, subject will take the place of object and object will take the place of subject. Okay. In passive voice of simple future tense, subject will take the place of object and object will take the place of subject. Okay. Next point is pronoun changes. For example, I will be changed into me, he will be changed into him, she will be changed into her, they will be changed into them, we will be changed into us, you, it, and nouns. You will not change them. They will remain the same. You, it, and nouns. You, it, and nouns will not change. Okay. So these are the rules that you have to follow. Okay, now I will show you examples of passive voice, active voice and passive voice of simple future. Simple future is also known as future indefinite. Okay, affirmative sentences. Today I will explain you active and passive voice of active and passive voice of simple future tense, affirmative sentences and negative sentences. And in my next lecture, I will explain you interrogative sentences, interrogative and interrogative pronouns, or you can say WH questions. Okay. So today we will discuss positive and negative sentences. For example, she will drive a car. She will drive a car. In this sentence, as you can see, She will drive a car. She is subject, will is helping verb, drive is main verb, a is article, and car is object. As I told you, subject will take the place of object and object will come in the place of subject. Okay, she will be changed into her, and we will use will be. We will use in passive voice as helping verb. Okay, for example, she will drive a car will be driven by her. Okay, next one is you will write a letter. You will write a letter. It is another example of affirmative sentence or positive sentence of future, simple future tense. You will write a letter. A letter will be written by you. Look, I have used will be as helping verb, and subject has taken the place of object and object has taken the place of subject, as you can see. And I have used past participle. Past participle means third form of the verb. As you can see, written is the third form of write. Wrote, written. Written is the third form. Okay, so these are the positive sentences. Now I will explain you the negative sentences. As you know, in negative sentences we use not, will not as helping verb in active voice. Okay, and we will use first form of the verb in active voice, and in passive voice we will use will not be. Okay, as you can see, will not be will be used as helping verb. Okay, and we will use third form of the verb. For example, they will not sing a song. They will not sing a song. A song will not be sung by them. A song will not be sung by them. Okay, let me explain again. They will not sing a song. A song will not be sung by them. I have changed they into them. Okay, and sing into sang, because sing is the first form of the verb, and I have used third form of the verb in the passive voice. All right. Okay, and will not has been changed into will not be. Okay, so will be changed into will not be. Will not will be changed into will not be in passive voice. Okay, another example of negative sentences. We shall not steal the books. We shall not steal the books. In this example, how we will convert active voice into passive voice? The books will not be. The books will not be stolen by us. Okay, as you can see, the books will not be stolen by us. What I have done, we is changed into us. Okay, and I have used will not be, and I have used third form of the verb. Okay, so what you have learnt in today's lecture, how we will convert active voice into passive voice of simple future tense or future indefinite tense. We will use will be as helping verb. We will use by, use of past participle will be there. Subject will take the place of object and object will come in the place of subject. Pronoun changes. For example, I will be changed into me, he into him, she into her, they into them, we into us, you, it, and nouns will not change. Okay, so today I have explained you positive and negative sentences, and in my next lecture I will explain you interrogative, interrogative, and interrogative pronouns. I hope you will like this lecture. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.